Welcome to Audiobook Central. Your click to this audiobook will give you thoughts, power and energy what you need, because you was looking for it, that's why you clicked this video. This is part 3 and the last part for the book Letters by Seneca. For more amazing life lessons and book summaries, subscribe to Audiobook Central. Letter 41. On the God Within Us. In this letter, Seneca explores the concept of divinity within human beings. He argues that every individual possesses a divine spark or a fragment of the universal soul. Seneca encourages Lucilius to tap into this inner divinity by cultivating virtues, practicing self-awareness, and aligning his actions with reason and wisdom. He emphasizes that recognizing and nurturing the God within leads to a harmonious and virtuous life. Seneca urges Lucilius to develop a deep connection with his inner self, as it is through this connection that he can access his highest potential and live in alignment with his true nature. Letter 42. On desiring what's to come. Seneca reflects on the futility of constantly desiring what lies in the future. He advises Lucilius to avoid fixating on the anticipation of future events or possessions, as it detracts from the ability to fully appreciate and live in the present moment. Seneca argues that true contentment comes from embracing the present and accepting things as they are, rather than constantly yearning for what is yet to come. He encourages Lucilius to find joy in the here and now, recognizing that the pursuit of future desires often leads to dissatisfaction and an inability to experience true fulfillment. Letter 43. On the foundations of virtue. In this letter, Seneca explores the foundations of virtue and the importance of philosophical principles in guiding one's actions. He emphasizes that true virtue is not merely a superficial display of good behavior but rather a deep-rooted alignment with ethical principles. Seneca advises Lucilius to cultivate a strong foundation of wisdom and moral values, which will serve as a compass in navigating life's challenges. He encourages him to prioritize self-awareness, introspection, and the consistent practice of virtues such as justice, courage, and temperance. Seneca reminds Lucilius that true virtue arises from living in accordance with reason and ethics. Letter 44. On gathering and sharing wisdom. In this letter, Seneca emphasizes the importance of continuously seeking and sharing wisdom. He advises Lucilius to surround himself with wise and knowledgeable individuals, engaging in conversations and debates that expand their collective understanding. Seneca encourages the exchange of ideas, insights, and experiences as a means of intellectual growth and mutual support. He also emphasizes the importance of disseminating wisdom to others, recognizing that the true value of knowledge lies in its practical application and its ability to inspire positive change. Letter 45. On virtue and pleasure. In this letter, Seneca explores the relationship between virtue and pleasure. He argues that true pleasure arises from the cultivation of virtue and the alignment of one's desires with reason. Seneca advises Lucilius to prioritize inner tranquility and contentment over fleeting and hedonistic pleasures. He cautions against indulging in excessive physical pleasures that can lead to vice and discontentment. Seneca encourages Lucilius to seek lasting joy by living in accordance with virtue and finding fulfillment in the pursuit of wisdom, justice, and self-improvement. Letter 46. On being unperturbed by death. Seneca discusses the Stoic perspective on death and the importance of facing mortality with equanimity. He argues that death is a natural and inevitable part of life, and fearing it only leads to unnecessary suffering. Seneca encourages Lucilius to embrace a philosophical attitude towards death, recognizing it as a release from the burdens and anxieties of life. He emphasizes the need to focus on living a virtuous and meaningful existence rather than dwelling on the fear of death. Seneca reminds Lucilius that a well-lived life is not measured by its duration but by the quality of one's character and actions. Letter 47. On conquering the fear of death. Seneca provides further guidance on overcoming the fear of death. He advises Lucilius to contemplate the nature of death and to recognize that it is a natural part of the human experience. Seneca encourages him to confront his fear head-on and to cultivate a mindset of acceptance and resilience. He argues that fear of death arises from attachment to worldly possessions and an inability to let go. Seneca urges Lucilius to detach his sense of self-worth from external circumstances and to find inner strength and peace by embracing the transient nature of life. Letter 48. On being resilient in the face of suffering. In this letter, Seneca explores the theme of resilience in the face of suffering and adversity. He advises Lucilius to develop a mindset that is prepared to endure hardship and to view challenges as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Seneca emphasizes the importance of maintaining a calm and rational attitude during difficult times, as it allows for clear thinking and effective problem-solving. He encourages Lucilius to draw strength from the Stoic principles of accepting what is beyond one's control and focusing on what can be influenced. Seneca reminds him that true resilience comes from inner fortitude and the ability to maintain equanimity in the face of life's challenges. Letter 49. On the shortness of life. Seneca reflects on the brevity of human life and the need to make the most of the limited time we have. He argues that it is not the length of life that matters, but rather how we use the time given to us. Seneca urges Lucilius to be mindful of the preciousness of each moment and to live with intention and purpose. He cautions against squandering time on trivial matters and encourages Lucilius to prioritize activities that contribute to personal growth, virtue, and the betterment of society. Seneca reminds him that a well-lived life is not measured by its duration but by the impact and legacy one leaves behind. Letter 50. On the choice of books. Seneca discusses the importance of selecting books wisely and cultivating a discerning reading habit. He advises Lucilius to focus on reading works that offer practical wisdom, philosophical insights, and moral guidance. Seneca encourages him to prioritize timeless classics and to seek out authors who have stood the test of time. He warns against indulging in popular but shallow literature that provides no real value. Seneca emphasizes that the purpose of reading is not mere entertainment but rather the acquisition of knowledge, self-reflection, and the cultivation of virtue. He encourages Lucilius to approach reading as a transformative experience that enriches the mind and shapes one's character. Letter 51. On the relativity of wealth. Seneca explores the relativity of wealth and challenges the common notion that material possessions are the true measure of one's wealth. He argues that true wealth lies in contentment and self-sufficiency rather than accumulating external riches. Seneca advises Lucilius to adopt a mindset of sufficiency, appreciating what he has and avoiding the endless pursuit of material wealth. He encourages him to focus on inner virtues and the cultivation of a rich inner life, which provide lasting fulfillment and true abundance. Letter 52. On choosing our teachers. In this letter, Seneca emphasizes the importance of selecting wise and virtuous individuals as our teachers and guides in life. He advises Lucilius to be discerning in choosing those from whom he seeks knowledge and guidance. Seneca encourages him to surround himself with people who embody the virtues he aspires to develop within himself. He warns against following the crowd or being swayed by popular opinion, urging Lucilius to seek wisdom from those who have proven their worth through their character and actions. Letter 53. On the choice of consolations. In this letter, Seneca discusses the various sources of consolation that people seek in times of difficulty. He distinguishes between true and false consolations and advises Lucilius to choose wisely. Seneca explains that false consolations, such as material possessions, fame, or external circumstances, are fleeting and unreliable. They do not provide lasting comfort or inner peace. True consolation, according to Seneca, lies in philosophical wisdom and virtue. He urges Lucilius to turn to the teachings of Stoicism and the cultivation of moral excellence as a means of finding true solace. Seneca emphasizes the importance of inner strength, resilience, and a clear understanding of the impermanence of external events. By focusing on what is within our control and aligning our actions with virtue, we can find genuine consolation and peace of mind. Letter 54. On friendship and philosophy. In this letter, Seneca explores the profound connection between friendship and philosophy. He discusses the importance of surrounding oneself with true friends who share similar values and aspirations. Seneca encourages Lucilius to cultivate meaningful friendships based on mutual respect, trust, and shared philosophical pursuits. He argues that genuine friendship enhances one's philosophical journey, as friends provide support, challenge one's perspectives, and serve as mirrors for self-improvement. Seneca reminds Lucilius that true friendship is not based on superficial benefits but on a deep appreciation of each other's virtues. Letter 55. On the value of travel and self-exile. Seneca reflects on the value of travel and self-imposed exile as means of self-discovery and personal growth. He advises Lucilius to venture beyond familiar surroundings and experience different cultures and environments. Seneca argues that travel broadens the mind, expands one's perspective, and challenges preconceived notions. He also discusses the merits of self-exile, suggesting that periodically removing oneself from the comforts and routines of daily life can lead to greater self-awareness, introspection, and renewal of purpose. Letter 56. On the Royal Road to Wisdom. In this letter, Seneca discusses the pursuit of wisdom and the path to attaining it. He advises Lucilius to embark on the journey of self-discovery and self-improvement through philosophical inquiry. Seneca emphasizes the need for self-reflection, questioning assumptions, and examining one's own thoughts and behaviors. He encourages Lucilius to embrace philosophy as a way of life, integrating its teachings into daily activities and interactions. Seneca reminds him that wisdom is not acquired through a single moment of insight but through continuous self-examination and the application of philosophical principles. Letter 57. On the philosopher's dress code. Seneca reflects on the simplicity and modesty of the philosopher's dress and appearance. He discusses the virtues of dressing in a manner that aligns with one's inner values rather than conforming to societal norms or seeking external validation. Seneca advises Lucilius to adopt a style of dress that is unpretentious, comfortable, and suits his personal taste. He emphasizes that true elegance comes from inner character and integrity rather than superficial displays of wealth or fashion. Letter 58. On being mindful of time. In this letter, Seneca explores the significance of time and the importance of mindful living. He advises Lucilius to be conscious of the fleeting nature of time and to use it wisely. Seneca encourages him to prioritize activities that align with his values and contribute to personal growth and the betterment of society. He warns against wasting time on trivial matters and urges Lucilius to reflect on the brevity of life, recognizing that each moment is precious and irreplaceable. Letter 59. On pleasure and virtue. Seneca discusses the relationship between pleasure and virtue, challenging the notion that pleasure and moral goodness are mutually exclusive. He argues that true pleasure arises from living a virtuous life and aligning one's actions with reason and ethics. Seneca advises Lucilius to seek pleasures that are in harmony with virtuous principles and that contribute to long-term well-being and fulfillment. He warns against indulging in base or excessive pleasures, which ultimately lead to vice and discontentment. Letter 60. On gathering ideas from many sources. In this letter, Seneca highlights the importance of seeking knowledge and ideas from a wide range of sources. He advises Lucilius to read extensively, engage in discussions with diverse individuals, and explore various perspectives. Seneca argues that gathering ideas from multiple sources enriches one's understanding, broadens the mind, and facilitates the development of nuanced thinking. He encourages Lucilius to embrace intellectual curiosity and to continuously expand his intellectual horizons. Here our summary of letters by Seneca ends. If you want to listen to any book summary which you like, feel free to leave the book name in the comment box. Thanks for listening to Audiobook Central.